First of all, I'd like to wish all mothers a happy Mother's Day, especially my wife and colleagues. Today we have a sensitization for the Belize poultry health regulations for backyard farmers. Initially, we did it with the commercial farmers, and now we're doing it with the backyard farmers because we leave no one behind.
Okay, tell us why would you want, or why should Belize hens get into backyard poultry?
First, I'd like to explain that the regulations has to do with several factors such as disease control and also biosecurity. And then the importance of going into backyard farming has to do mainly with subsistence. It empowers people. As you may know that in the household, it's mainly women that deal with the poultry. And so having a source of nutrient, protein, and also a source of income,
Tell us how easy it is for this to happen.
It takes some planning, and we talk about efficiency. First of all, you need to get quality material, referring to genetic material and housing material. You need to create a very amenable environment for the chickens, the poultry, and so they grow within their range and the limits in a due time. The factor that makes this very expensive at times is that you grow chickens longer than they should, and you end up with fat chickens instead of meaty chickens. Remember, muscle is meat, protein.
Okay, so how long from birth to ready to eat?
An average of 4 months.
4 months.
4 months.
And what's the recommended feed for these chickens that grown in the backyard?
You should have a very nutritional feed, and protein is one of the essential aspects. And you also want to provide vitamins and deworming to the animals.
Where would the average family get their protein for their chickens?
You could source protein locally. You have
So you go to the farm shop and ask for chicken protein?
yeah, well, as a feed.
Feed.
Yeah, as a feed. You have as a complete feed, but you can also look at alternative sources such as bean, such as soy, and other protein derivatives.
Many people traditionally have fed their chickens corn. Is that advisable?
Corn is good, but corn is a source of carbohydrates, energy. But we spoke earlier of having a very balanced feed. So you have to have protein and other nutrients in there, not only corn.
Okay. Any other advice for the person who wants to get into backyard gardening?
It's very easy and accessible. And you can always contact the Ministry of Agriculture, Food Security and Enterprise, or BAHA, so we can provide guidelines on how to enter into this venture.
Are there any incentives at this moment for people who want to get into backyard gardening?
Of course, a lot of the Asian community members prefer what we call local chickens. And so there's a very good market. I believe at present they're paying like $30 for a pullet for a young chicken.
Is there any assistance given to the families who want to start growing?
Yes, the Ministry of Agriculture, along with the rural resilient Belize, has a program whereby they give out backyard chickens to farmers to begin their production. These chickens are vaccinated too against Newcastle disease, which is one of the most devastating diseases in the south.